I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? It's a great day. It's a great day. It's a great day. I am just so very excited for this day. This day, I feel amazing. And I hope you are too. I have a guest on the show because today is the author's edition. It's the author. Where's my gator? Gator, drop some books. Thank you. Anyway, so I am just so excited to have my next guest on the show. He's served in the military. Thank you for your service. He is nursing. He is taking care of others. And you know what? I see people like this as putting others before themselves. And I really do appreciate it. Welcome back to the show. So I have Michael D on the show. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Yaya?
I'm crazy.
Well, it's
I'm
great to
done.
be here.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely over the moon happy today. And I hope that you are too. So tell us about yourself.
I was thinking about going to medical school and was getting my second bachelor's prerequisites for that. And then 9/11 happened, and I was very angry and wanted to serve the country and help in a different way. So I did that for 8 years, deployed a bunch of times in the Air Force, and then got medically retired. And then I was an Army Wounded Advocate for 8 years, helping combat PTSD veterans at the VA with their benefits. And then my GI Bill was about to expire. So I thought, well, I've been wanting to go into medicine for a long time. So this is my chance. So I found a 15-month accelerated master's level program to take my NCLEX. So I did that and been an inpatient psychiatric nurse since then, since 2020. And now I'm writing kids' books. We're about to publish book 57 in the series, won a bunch of awards like Best Children's Educational Series and things like that. So we're really excited where this series is going.
I'm so excited for you. You're so smart.
Oh, I can be dumb too. So
Oh, I got that mastered. But you're so smart, my goodness. So, okay, the pandemic hit everybody and everybody rethought where their direction of their lives was going. During the pandemic, did you kind of think that you were going to be writing children's books? I mean, is what happened to make you want to write children's books?
Okay, so I was in the middle of nursing school when the world stopped in March of 2020. And then, a couple of weeks later, my kids transitioned to online schooling. And I was able to see what that looked like because I was stuck at home too. My school transitioned to online too. But I saw what they were going to deal with potentially for the next couple of years. And I thought, oh my gosh, I got to do something to help with their like science education. So I just was like laying in bed one night and I thought, what if I write a children's health book series that like looks at science, how the body works, and then my kids have to read it because dad wrote it. So
Okay.
I'm happy to report that that plan has worked, and my 10-year-old and my 13-year-old have read every Nurse Florence book, and they're part of my review process. They help me find the one misspelled word in every book, and things like that. But they're really loving it, and I'm just very happy I found something to help them. And if it helps many other families, then that's just a bonus.
That is amazing. That is wonderful. I'm so happy for you. You know, what has that done for you? Mental health is a big thing. And when you're doing something that you really love to do, obviously you love to write these books. What did it do for you mentally?
Well, writing the books is like a coping skill for me. I listen to my Beethoven. This what I do to get in the zone to start writing, and I get in the zone, and the peace and peacefulness just comes to me, and it just flows, and it's just a really awesome experience writing these books. We're doing about a book every 10 days, but I would do more if I could get the drawings fast enough. We got about 50 illustrators helping me providing the drawings, And so we got kind of a machine. We got a book. We got about 40 books in production at any one moment. So I stay very busy.
I'm telling you what, that's a lot of books every 15 days. That's like 2 books a month.
Well, I'm hoping to do 3 to 5 a month, but yeah, it's we'll see where this goes this calendar year. But what we've been doing about 4 books a month so far.
That is amazing. What a pace. How do you keep up with that?
I just it just flows. I mean, you know, my master's one of my master's degrees, I had to write a paper, like a 2 or 3 page paper every week. I did that for like 2 years straight. So that experience helped refine my efficiency in writing. So you know, the books just flow for me, and it's just fun.
That is amazing. I couldn't do it.
I,
Couldn't do it. Nope.
I don't know. I wouldn't say never.
No, I'm going to say never. You know why? The scheduling that I keep is not going to allow me to do that.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I
but
would love
okay.
to do something like that.
Well, I mean, you know, you're probably doing something similar, you know, all these
I'm
podcasts
talking.
that you're doing, you know, you're doing videos, I'm doing books, you know, we're
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, but okay, so you've ventured into having your master's degree. You went back to school. I mean, going back to school, especially now, I am not going back to school. That's
yeah,
not it. I mean, give me a degree for life experience. I am not going back to school.
yeah,
What was that like for you?
Well, it was challenging. I went back to school when I was 43 to get that degree, and I choose to be a lifelong learner. I had, I guess you could say, some hiccups early in my 20s, dropping out of college a couple of times, but went back, got laser focused, and learned how to study and things like that. So I think school is kind of fun, but so you know, it's not for everybody though. But so going back to school at 43 was a challenge, but it was fun too.
I think at 43, you have that finite understanding of what you want to do. In your 20s, it's like, I want to do everything. I'm just going to do this. But in your 40s, I think going back to school for something you really truly love to do is it's like it's a no-brainer. Go back, get your degree. You're already doing it anyway. You want to do it, you love it. You can learn faster, you understand it better. So yeah, definitely. I think if in that case, it would be a no-brainer to go back to school. It would definitely be.
Yeah, it was like you're saying, everything was aligned. You know, the tuition was paid for because of the GI Bill. My wife was able to help out with the kids. I was, you know, able to focus completely on that. We took out student loans to keep paying all the bills, like the mortgage and stuff like that. So you know, everything just aligned, and it just worked out great.
That's wonderful, wonderful. So tell me about the books.
Okay. Well, you can see most of them on nurseflorence.org, and we're doing something very interesting with this series. Nurse Florence is different in every book, so we are representing all the races and ethnicities. Not only that, but the elementary school nurse does her teachings usually at the school cafeteria with these three fourth grade girls, and one's a Caucasian, another's Hispanic, and another's African American. So they're all best friends, and they're all learning from Nurse Florence about general science. And you know, we want to promote not only diversity but inclusion, because it's not enough just to have a diverse workforce. We need an inclusive workforce to let all the races, ethnicities contribute, you know, to healthcare. So our thinking is that if kids from all the races and ethnicities see a nurse that's like them, then they'll be inspired. Oh, well, you know, look at this nurse Florence. I can be a nurse too. And and that's what is kind of happening. We did the Tucson Festival of Books in March. We had all the books laid out. At that time, there was about 40 of them. and we over and over again, different little girls would come up to the table and they would point and they would say, I want this Nurse Florence book. And we would just happen to notice that it was the same race and ethnicity, whoever, this little girl was. So it looks like the idea is working. That we want to inspire a new generation into the medical field, to try to get rid of some of the racial disparities that healthcare already acknowledges exist. So this is just our contribution to that effort.
That is wonderful. I love it. I've always said, when I sit down at the dinner table to my family, I have all different kind of ethnicities at my table. There's white, there's Jews, there's Puerto Ricans, there's Cubans, there's blacks, there's Hispanics, there's all kinds of different people at my table. There's even Asian because we have a lot of diversity in my family, very mixed family. And my grandmother always taught us that love comes at a human level, not at a color or race level. So I love that. I love what you're doing with that book. And I love that you've included everybody from the human race in there to show that we are one people. I mean, depending on each other to do something, like if you did what you're supposed to do, I do what I'm supposed to do, then we would be able to help each other, right?
Yes, yes.
So I think that that is just wonderful. I really truly approve of that. And I believe that what you've done is you've brought community back where community has been lost, where, the phone has taken over babysitting, when you could
Yeah,
get your neighbor who's like your best friend, who you've known since like third grade to,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, that's not very common anymore. It's not. And I think that you're bringing that back.
Yeah, I like that perspective that I'm helping to bring community back. Because I like to say we're only getting to the future together. So so
That's right.
let's learn to live with each other.
That's it. That's it. I love that. I love that. And I love that community. And I love what you're doing. Wow. So what are you teaching in these books that these children are learning? Like, I know your children have to read it. So what have they learned so
Okay,
far?
okay, well, we do general science books like Nurse Florence, How Do We Hear Things? Nurse Florence, How Do We See Things? And stuff like that. And so we have accurate science drawings in the book to show the brain and whatever the topic is. So and then we're doing disease books too. Our Nurse Florence, What is a Heart Attack? Won
Mm,
Best Juvenile Nonfiction with the National Indie Excellence Awards just recently, and so we're going to do all the diseases. And the idea with that is that if granddad got a heart attack, you could get the heart attack book and all sit down together and read it and see what the doctors and nurses did in the hospital, what treatment options there are and stuff like that, what caused the heart attack. But most importantly, what we're doing is in the disease books, we're discussing prevention strategies so that elementary kids immediately start hearing like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't smoke cigarettes if somebody offers it to me. Like all these many things in life that are presented to us. Maybe I should maintain a healthy weight. Maybe I should eat more fruits and vegetables. But
yeah.
the very basic things. So we discuss prevention strategies in every book so that kids can grow up living a healthier life. And what we found really neat, Disney, their movies, they have found the secret to entertain adults, right? like
Hmm.
like moms and dads watch these movies sometimes over and over again because they're made to, but they found like the secret to like entertain adults with the kids. So we think we have found the secret to help educate parents along with the kids, because our feedback on goodreads.com, parents are saying that they're learning things with the kids. Like, so with every book, there's like one or two things they come away like, oh wow, I didn't know that, so we're keeping it entertaining for the adults too. So but we're keeping it at a level that the kids can understand. So
Right.
we think we found that sweet spot, that little secret, to make it enjoyable for the whole family.
Well, I hope so too. And I hope so. I hope that, there's just so many different things out there and so many different people out there that don't understand the human body. They don't understand what's going on. They don't know how their brain works, how you see, how you hear, just the basic things. I mean, who has time for that when we're trying to like provide, you know? So it's like, okay, yeah, definitely I could see that. And I like
Yeah, yeah.
that because then it helps the parents as well to understand, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. So I think that that's good too.
Yeah, we're providing ideas for maybe even parents to potentially change their behavior to be a better role model.
Yeah.
We try not to be like preachy in the books, like
Yeah.
don't smoke,
Oh,
but we do like say you should avoid smoking because it
yeah,
causes
and give the reason.
cancer and things
Right.
like that. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we're trying to be respectful of people that and their because changing behavior is hard, so
It is. And
we're
it's
just
psychologically
providing.
hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. Where can people find these books?
Nurseflorence.org. It'll send you right to the printer. I'd like to say real quick, we launched a Kickstarter campaign for Nurse Dorothea that'll be all focused on mental health. And
Mm,
you can go to Kickstarter.com and search the word nurse, and we're like the third result, the Nurse Dorothea series. So if you contribute, then you could receive the first book 3 months early in that series. But it is time to address mental health. There's too much stigma, and we need mental well-being, to help us live a full life. So that's why we're going to address mental health too.
yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you. We're going to have that link and the other link for the mental health book in the description box, wherever you may look, above, below, to the side. It doesn't matter. We'll have that link for you so that way it'll be easy for you guys to find that. Making sure that your children understand where, they are getting their information from, or they're learning from their science and about the body and about the responses and all that stuff that go hand in hand with what you eat, what you do, the way you're, approaching life is very critical. But when you pair it with a parent that's learning with the child, there's nothing like that experience. And bringing community in and having other children come in to read the book with you, and having those children read the book and having everybody there at the same time could be one of those experiences that usually don't happen in these days and times like it used to back in the day. I remember, Michael, I don't know if you know, I remember going outside and coming inside was like death. It was like, do I have to come inside? We were outside playing and we were outside doing
Yeah, we
things. And
were.
and so these children now with mental health, and this is where, your other book comes in. Mental health is a big deal now because these children don't get to go outside. There's children being kidnapped and people are afraid. And I understand that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, we got to find a nice commonality. Where can these children go out? When can we take them out? Who's going to go with them? Community has to come back. And I think that his books are doing that. So go ahead and check it out for yourself. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, bye.